Concealed within the historic walls of Jerusalem is a mystery that will not fade away. It's a gate, encased in stone, untouched for centuries, yet it grows more significant with each passing year. Known as the Eastern Gate, or the Golden Gate, it has remained motionless for over 480 years, but something peculiar is beginning to awaken beneath its surface. The silence is lifting from beneath its stone, and prophecy may be stirring. What if I told you that this sealed gate is not merely part of a deteriorating wall, but a divine countdown clock signaling the return of the King? Could the activities surrounding this gate indicate that the world is on the brink of witnessing the greatest event in human history? Many have attempted to seal it. Empires have buried it, and skeptics have dismissed it. Yet the Bible has always spoken of it. Now strange occurrences are happening around the Eastern Gate, prompting believers worldwide to ponder one haunting question: is Jesus about to return? Before we delve into the hidden truths and ancient prophecies surrounding this enigmatic gate, please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss what could be the most significant revelation of our time. To grasp the importance of the Eastern Gate, we must first understand what this gate signifies, not only to the people of Jerusalem, but to the spiritual essence of the entire world. This gate, facing the Mount of Olives, is more than just an entrance. It is a prophetic portal. In ancient Israel, the Eastern Gate was the entrance through which God's presence, His divine glory, known as the Shekinah, entered the temple. According to the prophet Ezekiel, it was through this very gate that God's presence initially entered the city and eventually departed due to the nation's disobedience. Later, many believe that Jesus, the Son of God, fulfilled Ezekiel's prophecy when he rode into Jerusalem on a donkey during what we now refer to as Palm Sunday. The people laid palm branches before him as he passed through the Eastern Gate, shouting, "Hosanna to the Son of David." That moment was not happenstance. It was profoundly prophetic. However, after centuries of conflict and changes in empires, something unusual occurred in 1541 when a powerful empire governed Jerusalem. The Ottoman Empire, led by Suleiman the Magnificent. This sultan was not just any conqueror. He was strategic and well-informed about local prophecies. During his reign, the Golden Gate was abruptly sealed with heavy stone and mortar, yet no official explanation was ever provided. Many scholars and religious thinkers believe Suleiman feared the ancient Jewish prophecy that the Messiah would enter through this eastern entrance. To prevent the fulfillment of that divine promise, he sealed it and even constructed a Muslim cemetery directly in front of it. Why a cemetery? According to Jewish law, a Kohen, or priest, cannot walk through a graveyard without becoming ritually impure. And since the Messiah is expected to come from a priestly or royal lineage, the intention was to create not just a physical barrier but a spiritual one. But can human-made stones obstruct God's divine timetable? In recent years, something unusual has begun to unfold at the Eastern Gate. Individuals who regularly pray near this gate, particularly on the Jewish side at the Temple Mount and along the path from the Mount of Olives, have started to notice strange phenomena. Some have shared their experiences, and while these have not yet been officially documented by archaeologists, they are being discussed more frequently, especially among those observing the signs of the end times. Worshippers and tourists alike have observed unusual cracks forming between some of the large stones of the Eastern Gate. In certain areas, the tightly packed rocks seem to have shifted slightly, as if the ancient gate is stretching, adjusting, or preparing for something. These movements are not dramatic, but rather subtle shifts that are not typical in such ancient stonework. Some have reported feeling the ground vibrating faintly beneath their feet while praying near the gate or visiting the area, not from cars or construction, but something profound, like a pulse in the earth itself. Others claim to have seen small amounts of dust trickling down from between the stones, as if something behind the sealed wall is gently pressing against it. Some have even mentioned hearing muffled sounds, soft thuds or groans from within the stone, like the ancient doors of the city are trying to breathe after centuries of silence. These are not claims being shouted from rooftops, but quiet, reverent whispers from individuals who believe they are near a divine mystery, particularly from those praying with sincerity and anticipation, who feel connected to the return of the Lord and are looking for signs. Before we proceed, let's pause to consider the implications if this gate is indeed beginning to move. The physical signs, cracking stones, shifting blocks, and dust, could easily be written off as natural wear and tear caused by time, weather, and nearby human activity. But what if they are not? What if these minor, barely perceptible changes are the initial signs of a spiritual awakening poised to break into our physical reality? The Bible teaches that events in the spiritual realm often precede occurrences in the natural realm. Hebrews 11:3 states, "By faith we understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was not made out of what was visible." This implies that sometimes the real action begins in unseen realms where our eyes cannot go, but our spirits can sense. The gate may not burst open with a loud crash or collapse overnight. Rather, it may open in the manner God often operates, quietly, gently, and powerfully, in His timing and for His purpose. If the eastern gate is indeed stirring, this could signify the physical onset of a spiritual reality, that the King is coming, and even the stones are beginning to cry out in preparation. The timing of these reports is as mysterious as the signs themselves. In a world filled with chaos, wars, moral confusion, earthquakes, and global instability, Jerusalem once again takes center stage, and the sealed gate is being discussed anew. Just as prophecy watchers and Bible-believing Christians caution that the time of Jesus' return may be approaching, it feels as though the city itself is getting ready. Jerusalem is no stranger to prophecy. It is mentioned by name over 800 times in the Bible. The Psalms instruct us to pray for the peace of Jerusalem, Psalm 122:6, and the prophets proclaim that God has placed His name there forever. Jesus wept over this city before His crucifixion, saying in Luke 9:42, "If you, even you, had only known on this day what would bring you peace, but now it is hidden from your eyes." Could it be that the veil is lifting once more? Could the sealed gate be God's method of capturing our attention in this final hour? Jesus instructed us to watch for signs. He remarked in Mark 13:28-29, "Now learn this lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its twigs get tender and its leaves come out, you know that summer is near. Even so, when you see these things happening, you know that it is near, right at the door." That phrase, "right at the door," bears significant meaning. What if Jesus was referencing not only a general time of return, but also symbolically alluding to the very door, the eastern gate, that leads directly into the city of His destiny? It may still be sealed today, but it will not remain sealed forever. When it opens, whether quietly or with a roar, It will announce more than mere movement in stone. It will herald the return of the one known as faithful and true. Please remember to subscribe to our channel to stay informed about the latest discoveries, biblical insights, and spiritual revelations. We are living in truly extraordinary times, and now more than ever, we must keep our eyes open, our hearts prepared, and our spirits vigilant. The King is coming, and even the gate is making way. As we reflect on the unfolding events surrounding the Eastern Gate, it's crucial to remain vigilant and attentive to the signs being presented to us. The atmosphere in Jerusalem is charged with a sense of anticipation, as many are beginning to feel that we are standing on the brink of something monumental. The convergence of ancient prophecies and current events is not merely coincidental. It serves as a reminder of the divine narrative that has been woven throughout history. Believers from various backgrounds are coming together, united by a common hope and expectation. The discussions surrounding the Eastern Gate are not just about its physical state, but about what it represents in the grand tapestry of God's plan. For many, it symbolizes hope and restoration, a reminder that despite the turmoil of the world, God is still sovereign and at work. As we delve deeper into the significance of the Eastern Gate, we must also consider the implications of its potential opening. The Bible is filled with imagery of gates and doors that signify access to divine presence and blessings. The act of opening a gate often signifies a new chapter, a fresh beginning. If the Eastern Gate is indeed stirring, what does that mean for the spiritual landscape of Jerusalem and the world? There is a collective yearning among believers for the return of Jesus, a desire to see his promises fulfilled. The Eastern Gate stands as a physical reminder of that hope. It beckons us to engage in prayer, intercession, and preparation, not just for ourselves, but for our communities and the world at large. As we await the King's return, we are called to actively participate in the work of his kingdom, spreading love, compassion, and truth in a world that desperately needs it. Moreover, the stories of those who have experienced the stirring at the Eastern Gate are a testament to the work of the Holy Spirit. These accounts encourage us to remain open to the unexpected movements of God in our lives. Just as the gate may be beginning to shift, we too are invited to be transformed, allowing our hearts to be soft and pliable in the hands of the Creator. In this time of heightened awareness, let us not only watch and wait, but also act. Engage in conversations about faith, share the hope found in Jesus, and be a light in your spheres of influence. The gates of our own hearts may need to be opened as well, allowing God's presence to fill us and overflow into the lives of those around us. As we stand together in anticipation of what is to come, let us remember the promise that Jesus made. I will be with you always, to the very end of the age. Matthew 28:20. Whether the Eastern Gate opens today, tomorrow, or in the distant future, we can rest assured that God is working all things for his glory and our good. So as we move forward, continue to subscribe to our channel for more insights, updates, and revelations. Stay connected with a community of believers who share your passion for understanding the signs of the times. Together, let's prepare our hearts and minds for the incredible journey ahead, trusting that the King is indeed coming, and that even the stones are preparing the way.